This tutorial is for 3rd grade, Module 2, Lesson 18C. In this lesson, we're going to use the place value chart to show how we can subtract problems vertically, which would be similar to the standard algorithm for subtraction. The first problem we have is 469 minus 170. I'm going to write that problem vertically. So we'd have 469 minus 170. Now to show this problem on the place value chart, I'm going to start by drawing in the disks for 469. That would be 4 hundreds, 6 tens, and 9 ones. Now when we subtract on the place value chart, we cross off the disks. So we have to subtract 170. I'm going to take it column by column. First, it tells us to subtract 0. That means I will not make any changes to my ones column. Next, I need to subtract 7 tens. Well, you can see I only have 6 tens. In order to subtract 7 tens, we're going to take one of those hundreds and we're going to decompose it into 10 tens. So we've got our 10 tens and we got them from that 100, so I'll cross that off since it's no longer in the hundreds column. Now you can see we have 16 tens. That will allow us to subtract 7 tens. And I'll cross off the disks I'm going to subtract. When I subtract 7 tens, you can see I have 9 tens left over. And in my hundreds column, I'm going to subtract one of those, so I'll just cross off one disk. So my final answer would be 2 hundreds, 9 tens, and 9 ones, or 299. Now we're going to show this same thing on the vertical format. We were in our ones column, we did not subtract any ones, so that left us with 9 ones. When we got to our tens column, we had 6 disks, but we needed to subtract 7 of those. So we took a disk from the hundreds column, that left 3 hundreds in the hundreds column. When we decomposed that disk into 10 tens, that gave us 16 disks in the tens column. We had the 16 disks, we crossed off 7 of them. That left us with 9 disks in the tens column. And in our hundreds column, we crossed off 1 disk out of the 3 that were left, which gave us 2 disks in the hundreds column. And that shows how 469 minus 170 is 299. And you can see how the place value chart explains what's happening with that vertical standard algorithm of subtraction. Here's another example. This time we have 531 minus 224. I'll start by writing the vertical format. So we have 531 minus 224. To show the place value chart, I'm going to start by putting the disks on for 531. That means we'd have 5 disks in the hundreds place, 3 in the tens place, and 1 in the ones place. Looking at the number we're subtracting, I need to start by subtracting 4 ones. Well, I only have 1 there, so I'm going to take one of my tens and I'm going to decompose it into 10 ones. And I'll cross that off to show that that's gone. Now I have 11 ones and I could subtract 4 of them, and I'll cross off the 4 that I'm going to subtract. When I do that, that leaves me with 7 ones. Now moving to our tens column, we need to subtract 2 tens. So I'll cross off the 2 that were left. That leaves us with 0 tens. In my hundreds column, I need to subtract 2 of those. I'll cross those off. That leaves us with 3 hundreds. My final answer is 307. Now let's look at that on the vertical format. We started where we needed to subtract 4 disks in our ones column. We only had 1. So we took a disk from our tens column. That left us with 2 tens. We decomposed that disk into 10 ones and combined it with the 1 that was already there. That gave us 11 disks. We crossed off 4 of them and we were left with 7 disks. In our tens column, we had 2 disks. We took 2 of them away, which left us with 0 tens. And in our hundreds column, we had 5 disks. We took 2 of those away, and that left us with 3 disks, for a final answer of 307. Let's look at one more example. This time I have 618 minus 229. We'll write it in the vertical format first. 618 minus 229. I'll start by showing the 618 on the place value chart. So that's 6 hundreds, 1 10, and 8 ones. Starting in my ones column, I need to subtract 9 ones. I only have 8 right now. So we'll take that 10 and we'll decompose it into 10 ones. And now that 10 is gone and I'm left with 18 ones, which means I can now subtract 9 of them, and I'll do that by crossing them off. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That leaves me with 9 ones. In the tens column, I need to subtract 2 tens. I don't have any right now because I took that one and decomposed it. So let's take one of our hundreds and we'll decompose that into 10 tens. And we'll show that that 100 is gone, and that allows us now to take 2 of those tens away. I'll cross those off, and we're left with 8 tens. In our hundreds column, we need to subtract 2, so I'll cross off 2 of the remaining disks, and I'm left with 3 disks, or 300. My final answer is 389. Let's look at it on the vertical format. We started in our ones column. We needed to subtract 9 ones, but we only had 8. So we took that 10, which left 0 in the tens column, decomposed it into 10 ones. That gave us 18 in our ones column. We subtracted 9 of those by crossing them off, and that left us with 9 disks. In our tens column, we needed to subtract 2 of those. We didn't have any, so we had to take 100. That left 5 in the hundreds column. We decomposed that into 10 tens. So then we had 10 disks in our tens column. From that we crossed off 2. That left us with 8. And in our hundreds column we had 5 disks and we crossed off 2 of those. That left us with 3 disks. So 618 minus 229 is 389. And again, our place value chart explains what's happening when we do that subtraction using the standard algorithm.